Hello and welcome to approving an internal transaction agreement or ITA transaction in AZ360. We will be demonstrating this process in one of our test environments and the screen has been zoomed in for optimal viewing. Note that this is the third of 3 video tutorials illustrating the ITI to ITA process. In our test scenario, we will be acting as the second party responsible for the ITA transaction represented by agency EVA. We will finalize the ITA submitted by ADA for carpet cleaning performed by ADA General Services Division. We will locate the ITA in draft phase and will complete the second party accounting tab information. We will then validate and submit the transaction. Observe that we are already logged into the AZ360 application and the General Accounting Business Role has been selected in the top right of the screen. To get started, we will navigate to the Global Search menu, ensure that page code has been checked off, and in the Search Here menu, we will type in ITA. We will then select Internal Transaction Agreement from the drop-down that generates. Okay, on the ITA Financial Transaction search screen, we will go ahead and type in our department 3-digit code, in this case EVA. We will go ahead and update the phase drop-down to draft. Note that the ITA transaction must be open in draft phase for the transfer to be validated successfully. Go ahead and click Search. All draft phase ITA transactions for Department EVA will generate in the grid at the bottom of the screen. We will scroll down to the transaction that we created in the previous video. Let's go ahead and click the ID hyperlink to open the transaction. Okay. On the header tab, we will go ahead and verify the transaction description, so requesting funds for services provided to another agency, so verify that that is correct. We'll then click on the Initiator Reference tab. Observe that the line amount field is blank. We will now go ahead and click Validate, and that will pull the total amount of the transfer from the originating ITI transaction. So we click Validate, and we can see that the total amount of the transfer is $500. Note also that an error appeared on screen. Vendor line does not match the calculated total of accounting lines, A1782. Note that this error is expected, and it generates because we have not completed the second party accounting tab information yet. So just wanted to point that out, that that is an expected result. Okay, we're going to go ahead and click the Expand caret on the Initiator Reference tab and just make note of the event type ID, INZ3. That will be important in the next step as that has to match when we create the second party or fill in the second party accounting tab information. Okay, so go ahead and click Second Party. To add a line, we will now need to click Edit. And notice that under the tab level actions section, the plus sign is now visible. Go ahead and click the plus sign to add a line. Keep in mind that the party responsible for finalizing the ITA transaction has the option to either enter one line for the full amount of the transfer, or they can enter multiple lines as long as the total amount equals the amount of the complete transfer listed on the Initiator Reference tab. So in our case, we're just going to enter one line for 500, but if you wanted to enter multiple lines totaling 500, that would be fine as well. So in the line amount field, we'll enter 500. Our department will be EVA. The function we will be using is 22053. The object we will be using is 6299. Okay. Go ahead and click the Expand caret, and under the General Information section, we will be filling out the event type. Go ahead and click the pick list. Keep in mind from the Initiator Reference tab, we will be matching that event type, so we will be selecting INZ3. Click OK. Okay, we'll go ahead and click on the Reference section. Notice that in this scenario, the reference section is left blank. If the ITA transaction were referencing an IPO, internal purchase order transaction, the IPO transaction information would be listed here. Okay, go ahead and validate the transaction to check for errors. Notice that it has validated successfully and that previous error has now gone because we have created 2 tabs with the same amount, offsetting amounts for the transfer. Okay. Go ahead and click Submit to submit the transaction to your next line agency approver. And we have completed the process of approving an internal transaction agreement in AZ360. This concludes the 3-part video series detailing the ITI to ITA process. Go ahead and click the home icon to return to the home page.